Alright, so I lowered the bit rate a little bit. Hopefully that'll help some with the loading issues. Um, we'll sit here and outpost for a while, see if someone joins, but if not, again, we'll move to one of the other rooms. So I think that last game, the first game, my play suffered a bit in my attempt to talk. Not that my talking was particularly good either, but we'll just have to practice and see if we can get a pattern down. No matches yet. There are about 5 people in the chat right now, so that's cool. We'll just go room surfing, I guess. It's hard not to just whine about GoCo. That's what these streams should be. They should just be, everyone should just parade every single problem that GoCo has, just every time there's an issue. Apparently that person did not want to play with me. So my auto match turned off because that person quit. So that's cool. Turn it back on. Sorry I can't keep up patter with myself. I've grown desperate. I'm just moving to any room I can. Alright guys, this is the kingdom that Steph submitted to the Kingdom Design Challenge, which was used to select the boards played in the finals of Gokudam 3. In the finals of Gokudam 1, the Kingdom Design Challenge would have failed miserably because DG and I did not own any sets excepting Hinterlands. So we played Hinterlands plus base for the finals of Gokudam. It was a much smaller tournament at that time though. So Steph's board here is pretty cool. It's designed to make Mountebank be a trap card, essentially. There were colonies on the board, although you can't see that here. And so most of you probably have already seen the game, but for those of you who haven't, you should try and figure out what the super secret special engine is. Alright, Steph joined the game, so I'll stop talking about his kingdom and go play a game of Dominion with him. So, Steph is, of course, probably the best Dominion player in the world. Although, you know, sometimes I play okay. And this board looks like a big engine already, just from looking at, say, Scrying Pool, Black Market, Ironmonger, Money Monument. So we should at least look at what's in the Black Market deck. The thing that's missing here mainly is plus buy. You can get plenty of actions from Ironmonger. So in the black market, good things, Wharf, Butcher, Lab would be decent actually, in Chapel as well. So the black market is quite good. It's actually pretty hard to have a bad black market. But this one is certainly got some of the missing pieces you want. Specifically that Wharf for plus buy, or the Butcher for extra gains would be really good. And most of the other things are just pretty decent engine pieces all around, so it's a very good. I'm going to open what he's going to open as well, which is Black Market Potion. There's not really anything else you can do on this board. This 3 here is not great. I'll probably just take a second Black Market though. If he gets the Wandering Minstrel, that's not really ideal either, but so I'm going to get a second Black Market here. In hopes that, yeah, so he did get the Wandering Minstrel, which is the right call. We're going to need Ironmongers eventually to play multiple. See, I've got Collision here, so I'll probably take an Ironmonger almost no matter what I pull from the Black Market. He could get a Storm here, which is really nice with Scrying Pool decks. You can discard actions and redraw them. So I would suspect he would get the Storm. The Quarry could be nice as well, but not that nice really, because we don't have buys in the kingdom itself, which really limits the use of Quarry, I'd think. So I would take the Storm, but he's going for nothing, which is fine, probably. I'm not sure that the Torture attack is going to... Well, there's not strong trashing, which is true. I could get this Chapel here, which I will probably do since he does have the Torturers. Menagerie would be nice as well, or just an Ironmonger. So at this point I've got just a million terminals, but that's okay. Yeah, SCSN points out that Quarry's pretty good with Black Market because it's a buy there as well, and that's true. I think the question here is whether you want so many treasures in your deck, or if you want to be adding treasures in your deck right now. I'm not going to take a Stonemason. And now SCSN is describing some more far out combos with Quarry and Black Market, coming from the fact that you can play the Quarry before your buy phase and get some price reduction interactions with Stonemason, which is true. I don't know how often you get to use it, but it's certainly true. Once you're drawing your deck, maybe. So Steph is going to get a Rats. And I'm not sure about it, but we'll see how it works out for him. I'm pretty desperate for villages at this point. Which, you know, even eventually Tribute could be a pretty good village here. These kinds of boards tend to end in 3 piles. And I missed apparently a overpay with Stonemason potion for 2 Scrying Pools. I'm just gonna take the curse. The he's quite a bit ahead of me in deck development. Some of it is the choices I made. Some of it is actually mostly it's the choices I made. I don't think it's the luck. The Wandering Minstrel is a really nice early pull because he could afford it with 4, but I've made some questionable calls as well. So he's going for the double scrying pull here. I am actually just trashing So Steph is complaining, well, not complaining, Steph is pointing out that he didn't get to buy anything with his black market, and I do not feel sorry for him, even a little bit. So maybe I should be getting the Ironmongers at this point, but I'm not really sure. So he whiffs here. These are Wharf or Lab would both be very good, mainly Wharf, but Ironmonger is fine for him there. Quite good. So he, my big leg up right now is my Chapel. And hopefully that'll pay off eventually. These are all terrible, terrible cards for my deck. I guess if I had 8, no, it's just no. They're bad. If I had this story, maybe I'd get the Poorhouse. So I need villages, so I'm going to actually buy Tribute. And here I'm going to overpay and get the 2 Scrying Pools because I forgot. He's probably going to attack me, actually. So I have to decide. Well, he's already flipped my deck, so I'm going to take the curse and get 2 Scrying Pools. And that may be the pile if he overpays for the Scrying Pools here. No, Island is not awful with Ironmonger, but you have to hit it with your Ironmonger, and you'll probably get rid of it pretty quickly anyway. It's not going to be better than, say, buying an Ironmonger. The miracle so far is that my internet is still working, and it hasn't just crapped out completely, so that's nice. I guess you can Stonemason Rats eventually, but you can't. There's nothing to gain. We don't have a 3-cost card that you want a lot of, a 2 or 3-cost card. I guess if at some point you decide you want to pile out estates rapidly, they could be useful for that. Or some other 2-cost. But beyond that, they just improve your Scrying Pool draw a little bit, which is the idea, I suppose. That in a Scrying Pool deck, you would certainly trade estates for rats in a heartbeat. The rats are less dead. There'll probably come a point where you're not so sure that you don't want the coppers because you're still buying things. But he's basically making his deck so that Ironmongers are consistent villages. and then at some point he'll probably, I mean, we'll just have to see, but see, a butcher would be pretty cool. But stuff not so much. Hopefully there are no hidden oh, I forgot to overpay. Holy cow. So one thing to do when you're playing Dominion is if you say you're going to do something that will be helpful to you, you should probably do it. So if you say, I'm going to overpay and buy 2 scrying pools, gain 2 scrying pools, you should go ahead and do that and not forget. But this is, the real lesson I'm hoping to show with this stream, which is that the quote best players are actually just idiots as well. So I'm gonna prove with every game just how stupid you can be and still be at the top of the GoCo leaderboard. You can be really stupid. You'll see that. So it's supposed to be an encouragement to everybody. So Steph's deck is just humming right along. And mine is not. We'll see whether he gets the King's Court or the Storm or the Quarry. He's going to buy one of these things. Alright, he gets the King's Court. I'm not actually sure if that's the best thing to get. Yeah, probably once you're kinging Black Market, it'll be pretty good. But both the Quarry and the Storm are also really, really good with Steph's deck specifically right here. Because he will certainly be in a position to discard 20 rats and redraw them all. Yeah, that scrying pool he just bought, that should have been mine. But it wasn't. I guess I'll discard the rats, why not? Yeah. So I have 6, so I really ought to buy, you know what, actually I'm going to take the Menagerie. No, I'm not. I'm going to get 2 Ironmongers off a Stonemason. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually buy a Stonemason. And now GoCo is frozen on me or my internet has died. One of those 2 things. Apparently it was just GoCo. Hooray. Goodbye, Chapel. That's quite depressing, actually. So if Steph feels like being really mean, he might pick up a Torture soon and start kinging it. but he can honestly do any number of things at this point in the game and still win pretty easily. He's gonna let me keep that potion because it's useless. I'm not sure what the hermit does for him. I guess he can get courtyards, but the only way I'll win this one is if Steph, like, accidentally leaves a 3-pile opening. But one of the things you'll learn if you play Steph enough is that he's very good at seeing 3-piles. And so he's not one of those people who lets that happen very often. If I had to name one characteristic of his play style, it's that he does not miss automatic wins all that often, but everybody does sometimes. So everyone keeps bringing up these Corey edge cases with Black Market. He doesn't have a Corey, but sure, if he gets one later on, he can do cool things with the price reduction. It'll be, I hope it happens so that all of you guys can be right about the Corey thing. It would be very good. So he's going to get his Wharf in play. A Malloy. I guess that's how he would say it. I think the A is for his first name, but Amalloy. A Malloy. Oh, for those who are curious, this is a bit of trivia which has never been revealed until right now. The pronunciation of my alias, Mick, and then the last name is Seanock. So the Q is silent, for those of you who were wondering. So it's Mick Seanock. And the origin of that name is not important. I didn't come up with it, but just so you know, the Q is silent for you, for your future, when you're thinking about me, you can remember that. Which I'm sure you all plan to do a lot. I should get the Corey, just... I can't really, in good conscience, get the Corey. Alright, I'm gonna resign this game, but, so I should buy the Corey first. There we go. SCSN. SCSN and I are apparently on the same wavelength here. He wanted to know how the name was pronounced, and I obliged him. This sounds terrible. So forget the innuendo. Alright, Steph will not answer. Alright, Steph's not gonna play again. Alright, Steph's ahead of me. I was, ahead of Steph for like a month or so there, which was sort of weird. And then I played SCSN and other people the other day and lost every single game. And that'll wreck your rating pretty quick. All right, well, so we'll get a game with Monsieur X again. See if we can lose to him. The one game I tried to play today and stream that I won, my opponent requested that I not stream it, so that's my luck. Alright, so this board is stupid in the sense that you're obviously going to get a potion and try and cram your deck full of actions. Again, Laboratory is about as good a university target as you can want. Hunting Party is a little bit better, but it's a perfect university target. Squire, I mean, you just got everything here to gain 1,000,000 actions. You could make a case maybe for picking up an armory and dropping a potion on top, but I'm not going to do that. So we'll see. Yeah, so you would buy a silver in if you really wanted to get to 5. But you don't. You're going to gain 5s with your university, which makes silver just horrible. I'm going to take a university off my first one here. I'm not going to get buys or anything. It doesn't matter. Because, in fact, the lab split will be somewhat important for how fast you cycle through this deck. I'm not in love with Armory because I think you're going to actually expand your deck a little faster as far as the actions if you get more draw than if you just get the Armory and gain a bunch of Squires. If there were a cantrip at 3 or 4, then I would get the Armory. But there's going to be... I would open with the Armory. But without that, it's going to be a little bit hard. You'll want an Armory at some point, but if you get it too soon, you'll slow yourself down. Yes, Steph is mentioning Mint in the chat, and it seems pretty good. Maybe I shouldn't look at the chat so much and getting these impressive tips. I'm going to get the Armory now. I guess your hope is that the squires don't actually get in your way because you draw them with Scrying Pool, but I'm not so certain about that. So he's skipping the squire there, which actually I agree with as well. Steph's actually, yes, a second potion could be good. So I am a little unfocused here as well. I'm going to pick up my second potion now. I'm not going to get a silver. This makes my armory look a little dumber, but I'll need a third one, so I'll need a third potion at some point, so it's okay. So he's going for his third potion there. This is very nice discard for me. I'm going to start in on the action gaining. This is a little excessive, but hopefully I'll be able to buy 2 potion. Well, I'll certainly be able to buy 2 potion cost cards. Just whether it'll be, oh gosh. So this is actually sooner than I want to put the vineyards in, but I almost feel like I have to do it. So we're going to pick up 2 vineyards and a Scrying Pool here, and just hope to win the vineyard split now. It was certainly a little premature. I don't think I have 4 potions, but I'm not paying so good attention. I'm actually going to throw another potion right up there right now, with the hopes of winning the vineyard split a little bigger even than just 3. I am going to just take a Scrying Pool here, though. So this will be Vineyard Squire, unless all the squires are gone, I guess. And if he doesn't start getting some vineyards soon, I'm just going to run away with them. And if he is using his squires for actions, I'm very happy. So I think one of these cards is a potion. So I'm not sure. I mean, the nice thing about the potion here is even once the vineyards are gone, there's still potion cost cards that you want to buy more of. So having a deck full of potions isn't the worst thing that can happen to you. He's surely going to get vineyards now. really want to use squires for actions, but squire is just a great source of buy on this board. So I'm going to win the vineyard split pretty decisively. And he's saying GG, so he's probably going to resign. Yeah, so I was pretty lucky to get the squires to line up with those hands full of potions. Though at the same time, I would think he waited a little bit too long to go to vineyards. Steph says he wins so easily here. I don't know if he means Monsieur X. Oh. Or me. He should use names instead of pronouns. It's confusing. So that, I don't know if I've ever gotten 4 potions. I've certainly gone up to 3 before. That was pretty high. See, now here's the thing. I guess I played that game okay, but I was confused the whole time. And I